Hey everybody, welcome to AZ Drone Talk. My name is Rich Charpentier,
And I'm Greg Reverdio.
and today we're talking to people who might be interested in hiring drone pilots. So, what do you need a commercially certified drone pilot for? Well, there are a lot of things these days. The applications are growing daily.
Absolutely. And if you're, I think one of the very obvious one is photography and videography in general. And if you own a business, or even if you don't, if you just want pictures taken from the air, which gives you a very different perspective, then drone photography, drone videography is going to be great for your advertising of your business. People love seeing drone shots just because not a lot of people get to see from up high, and I think that's the big appeal for drone photography.
Yeah, drone photography. So I already have several of my web clients who I'm doing drone photography work for as well, and a couple other things that we'll mention later. But so they like showing off their property online to their potential customers. So people see exactly where their business is, what it looks like from above, and it gives them a really good idea of what they can expect coming onto that business's property.
Yep, absolutely. Another thing that can be done is modeling, whether it's and I'm not talking about models for hire, I'm talking about modeling a location, modeling an area where you can do a 3D model or 2D model. And that's going to be very helpful from a marketing standpoint, just like Rich has done with one of his clients that has uh,
An RV park.
an RV park, thank you. RV park around a beautiful area around the lake where we live in Prescott. And the 2D modeling is also great for creating maps that actually look like real life maps, not just something from Google or something that's hand drawn. So something that's going to be very precise for that specific location. Golf courses is a perfect example for 2D modeling and 3D modeling to highlight what your golf course looks like. So there's a lot of application just right there in 2D and 3D
Yep,
modeling.
and combining the 2D and 3D modeling with the photography and videography, what Greg was saying about golf courses. So you can actually, number one, make a full model of that golf course in 3D. Number two, with the drone, you can actually fly each of the holes. So from the tee to the pin, giving the people who are coming to your golf course a bird's eye view and a real sense of what to expect the first time that they're golfing on your property. So combining some of these together makes a lot of sense for certain types of businesses. Golf courses are just one example.
Yeah, absolutely. Or a resort or a hotel or something that looks beautiful from the outside would be a great way to utilize these services. Now, another one is the progression. And what I mean by progression, it's like a time lapse of something that goes on for an extended period of time. So let's say you have a construction site, for example, something that gets built up that's going to look great from nothing all the way to being fully built up. And we can fly the drone in the same pattern over and over again every day, every week, every month, whatever is necessary, and show the progress of what happened over that time lapse, that time frame. And that's a great way to make some videos that are very impressive because you can see in just a minute or so, you can see 3 or 4 months worth of work getting built up in one video, and that makes it very dramatic.
Yeah, and so these progression reports for construction companies or site cleanups or whatever, these are also very valuable to investors. So in large scale construction projects, maybe where a whole community is being built out, investors in that construction project can see week to week and month to month what's going on, where the problem areas are, where the areas are that are slowing the rest of the project down so that they can address those issues. So, having a helicopter fly over a site gets really expensive. But with a commercial drone pilot who has autonomous software for saving locations, so they can pick point A, B, C, and D and come back and fly that weekly with the same results at the same time and overlay them so that not only the construction companies see what's going on, but those investors get a first-hand view of how the project is going.
Yep. Another service that's available that can be of great help for certain businesses is Plant Health. And with Plant Health, what happens is a drone is equipped with a very specific camera that is going to measure different wavelengths. And by that, what I mean is it's measuring the amount of light that is getting reflected by the plants on the ground. And again, we go back to golf courses, we go back to any green area, we go back to anything that has agriculture that is growing, any kinds of plants. The camera will be able to pick on diseases, will be able to pick on when the plant is starting to look pretty bad. And then we can issue a report to the customer that's going to give them an idea of which area they need to focus on and which area they should leave alone for a little while. This is going to save them a lot of money on water and also a lot of money on the products that they're using on the field. So
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. So if you look around the internet at all, you will see that large-scale agricultural operations are now using drones to survey their plant health. So this is extending into farming. This is extending into, well, our previous example with the golf courses. You can show them hot spots, show them where their greens are bad, so that they can address that. And one of the big things here in the Southwest, so we're based out of Arizona, we're in a drought. We're in a major drought. We do not have the water that we should have this year. So for all those golf courses out there, watering plants, for all those agricultural installations throughout Arizona, because we've got them, every drop of water means a lot. So it's not just for the ag companies, it's for water conservation as well, and especially in locations like where we live. So it's a huge benefit, not only financially to the companies checking out their plant health, but it's also a huge benefit to the communities surrounding them and water usage in the area.
another service that's very popular right now is inspections. And there's a lot of different types of inspections that drone can do. And you've got roof inspection, you've got antenna inspection, you've got pipeline inspection, maybe a big solar farm that needs to be inspected. And you know what used to happen in the past, especially for roof inspection, is that somebody had to get on the roof, and that's liability right there, and that takes a lot of time. Now we can just fly the drone and get really close-up pictures of whatever area needs to be highlighted, and that makes it a lot easier for the customer.
Yeah, and this ties into the 3D modeling too. So for a roof inspection or antenna inspection, pilots can actually do a 3D model of the whole property. So not only individual images of, let's say, a rooftop, but they can actually fully model that house. So one thing that could be done afterward is solar planning. That's something that we've been investigating, because right now, solar installation teams in Arizona have 2 guys go up on a roof: insurance liability, damage liability, workman's comp liability. And they take a fair amount of time on those rooftops, where drone pilots can actually accomplish the same tasks in less time in a safer environment that doesn't jeopardize those 2 people up on the rooftop. So it's pretty amazing.
Yep, and then the insurance companies are also using the inspections with the drone, because they can go and send a drone pilot out there to just record whatever damage was done, especially when there's a big storm that just came in, or hurricane, or something just happened, and you can send a team out there for the insurance companies, and that works really well. Wildfires is also another big one.
Well, in 2017, we had 2 major hurricanes. And the call went out to drone pilots. That's when I was studying to pass my 107. But the Texas flooding after the hurricane came through, drone pilots were integral in helping not only the insurance companies assess damage, but also helping the first responders and emergency services. So there's a lot of amazing stories that came out of Texas and came out of Florida, just scratching the surface of how much drones can actually impact this type of situation.
Yep, and actually, since you're talking about this, search and rescue is another big one, where if you have the right equipment on the drone, you can actually look for hotspots of a body that may be lost somewhere in the middle of the forest, or in the middle of the Grand Canyon, or just an area that's going to be hard for people to reach or to survey. And then in this case, you're going to be sending a drone and trying to find somebody who's lost, and that could save lives. And I've even seen online where they're building a drone that could carry somebody out of that area back to safety, almost like a helicopter, but without anybody flying it and putting their life at risk. So that's a great technology.
So, do you need a drone pilot? You might. And so the list that we just went through here today is a short list. It's growing by the day. The applications are expanding. So if you think that drone flight can actually help further your business, you can get in touch with us at AZ Drone, and a conversation with us costs nothing. We can talk about your business, what you'd like to do, how you'd like to represent your business, and where you think drone flight can fall into your business.
Absolutely. And if you need to spy on your neighbor, well, go to talk to somebody else.
Yeah. We don't hover drones outside of windows in planned communities. We're sorry. By the way, the images from the drones in that way just aren't as good as a good old-fashioned big digital SLR with a 600 millimeter lens on it.
Yep.
Just joking. Just joking.
All right, this is it for this one. Thanks, guys, for watching. As always, please like and subscribe and leave us any comments of topics that you want us to discuss, and we'll be happy to talk about them.
And be sure to tune in the near future. We're going to have some pretty amazing video from Northern Arizona and Utah popping up, and we'll probably be including it in one of our future episodes here, talking about drone flight in amazing places.
See you guys.